Know this time you are in now is not random. I guided your steps intentionally to this point. This isn't merely words of encouragement. This is a special time prepared in the spiritual world, now entering your everyday life. Your time isn't unlimited. This period matters greatly. Don't be fearful, but choose to act. I saw your struggles, my beloved. You faced hidden worries, doubts that seemed stronger than your best hopes, and tiredness that rest couldn't ease. But I saw when you were near your limit, my precious one. My heart felt deeply for you and acted right away. I paused everything else in my domain to come to you. The one I knew completely before the earth existed. The one the world ignored, but I named. My child, what you went through wasn't just difficulty. It was a purposeful test. The light within you has always drawn resistance. I felt your inner shaking, the quiet prayer. You couldn't speak aloud. The profound pain in your spirit, even when your body was at rest in the dark. But I witnessed everything, my child. Before any tears came, I understood your suffering. Your spirit's soft call reached me more strongly than any shouted request. Others thought you were pulling away because you were quiet. But I saw a fight happening within you. You didn't withdraw. You were facing opposition. The one against you knew how important what is inside you is. That's why the troubles came so quickly, so constantly, so intentionally. Stress on your emotions, pressures regarding your resources, an unexpected fatigue with no clear cause, ways forward that looked clear but suddenly blocked. This was not random. It was a planned attempt to block your way. But my grace stepped in. I didn't promise you'd escape difficulty, my child, but I promised you'd get through it. And what was meant to break you, I used to stir you. Because the direction of your life was at a vital moment. You were close to a decision that looked minor from the outside, but in the spiritual world, it carried great weight. Saying yes to what was incorrect, staying quiet when I wanted you to speak. A small yielding that would have opened a wide door to darkness. But I intervened. I didn't send a grand signal or speak from above. The sudden movement in your spirit, the lack of fulfillment from things that once held your attention, the increasing feeling inside you that something is important, urgent, holy. This is true. I have changed the normal way things are happening around you. Your connections with others feel altered. People seem far away or strangely concentrated. You feel unsettled or cry without knowing why. This is because the spiritual air has changed. You are sensing my direct presence, my precious one, and your physical awareness is noticing what your spirit already knows. In this moment, I am showing you I am here not just when you are strong, but also when you are close to giving up. I wait until you are about to fall, and instead of letting you break apart, I support you. That is where you are right now, my beloved child, in the place between falling apart and growing, kept firm by my deep care. You were about to move away from your life's aim, from your hope, from the way that once lit up your spirit. Maybe you told yourself this was correct or showed progress. But deep inside, you knew you were giving in, not out of calm, but from exhaustion. That is why I didn't send sympathy, my child. I sent power because you were close to failing. If you had failed, it would have taken much time to recover what you would have lost so quickly. Do not make light of how much you have overcome. Do not pretend it wasn't difficult. You faced deep sadness, holding on to my words. You resisted feeling defeated with just a small glimmer of hope. And you are still here. You are present, breathing, hearing, alive in your spirit. That isn't weakness, my precious one. That is endurance. That is my protective hand. I do not maintain what I plan to discard. I only keep living what I mean to reserve for my plan. You are not meant to shatter. You are meant to find your proper position. And that is exactly what this time offers. Not perfection, not fake joy, but holy order. The kind that calms your spirit, sets your thinking on truth, and moves your purpose ahead. False ideas like you are behind schedule, you are not deserving, you lost your opportunity, each one is being cut off at its root and replaced with how I see you. You are exactly on schedule, my child. You are always marked as special. Why start, I finish. This isn't about feeling thrilled. It is about holiness, the kind that might ask you to let go of comfort, but shows the whole of who you are. You are still here because you are still marked as special, my beloved. And I do not change my plans for those I have chosen. This is true even when you feel frail, especially when you feel frail. You didn't break because I arrived in time. Not a lesser version of your name, my cherished child. Not the titles others put on you, but the name I spoke over you in the spiritual world, the one declared before you were shaped, that holds who you truly are. Because this isn't just an attack on what is ahead for you. It is an assault on who you are at your core. The main method of the one against you wasn't only to slow your progress, my child. It was to hide who you are, to make you forget your real self, to cover you with labels like damaged, lacking drive, insufficient, ignored. But those labels were never meant for you. Your spiritual standing, your holy aim, your first design. In my domain, nothing is unclear. There is clearness. There is precision. And when I move, I do so fully. You weren't simply one person among many when I acted to help you, my beloved one. You were the particular one. Not just a number, not just another person facing hardship, but the one carrying something inside that is too important to be lost. My child, this time isn't just about simple encouragement. It is about recalling. You are being shown again the truth that has been clear in my presence long before you sensed it. I have summoned you. I know you completely. The one against you tried hard to divert your attention, my child. He didn't want you to see yourself truly. He didn't want you to recall. Because the instant you do, you move with fresh power. You start to walk with certainty. Your prayers come to me more clearly. Your words of thanks become a firm statement. It is not random that the very time you felt most isolated, my child, was the same time I was getting this action ready. This isn't just about making things right. Know that this very time is by my design. My beloved one, you've already sensed a deep knowing inside. This isn't something completely new. It's an ancient truth stirring within you. A sacred word bearing my mark shows you the way forward for this season. It's not vague hopes for later, but clear guidance for right now. Because I see exactly where you are and what lies ahead, my child. I am not unsure. I am leading you. Now understand this key point. That sacred word waits for your full agreement. Not just saying yes with your lips, but your entire self saying yes. At that quiet moment when your spirit whispers, I am ready, the next stage of your calling is revealed. Until then, you remain poised, but your own decision keeps you from moving forward. I respect the choices you make, my precious child. But now I am shining light within you, so your own heart's desires can finally match mine. This isn't me forcing you. It's simply my goodness. You've caught glimpses of this truth before. Understand what is truly important here, my child. Not just your own ease or peace, but the lives that follow you tied to your readiness to walk with me. When someone I've set aside steps out, ancient chains holding families bound start to snap. Obstacles are cleared away. The way is different for those who follow you, and the Dark One understands this. That's why the resistance you felt grew stronger as you drew nearer to knowing. My child, the Dark One pushes harder when my nearness is more visible. Yet today, clarity triumphs. Reality triumphs. The real you triumphs. You triumph. You don't need to figure out every single thing. Just take one step forward. Just obey one time. You were never by yourself, my child. Even when you questioned, even when you thought unkind things about yourself, I stayed near. For I do not leave those I have chosen when they face hard times. I remain. I stand with them. I provide aid. You are being guided back to the spiritual person I made you to be. I am giving you fresh direction to step boldly into what comes next for you. This is more than just a lift. It is a fresh start. A subtle hazard was placed on your path, my beloved. It didn't look like harm. It wasn't obviously evil. It was quiet, thought out, crafted just for you. It looked easy. It felt like peace. It even showed up as simple satisfaction. Yet in the spiritual world, this was a snare, a deception designed to pull you off course, positioned precisely at your point of weakness. The Dark One doesn't spend energy on those already wandering. He targets those I have picked, those I have summoned, the ones who bring freedom to others. This is why the battle you faced seemed aimed directly at you, because it truly was, my child. Every dark plan against you is shaped according to who I made you to be. What seemed random now shows itself as a clear intention. Hard times happening again and again. Connections intentionally blocked. waiting that wore down your expectation. All put in place by an enemy who is afraid of what might happen if you ever understood the depth of why I made you. But I was not doing nothing. While the dark was plotting your failure, I was writing a different outcome. And this time, this message, this exact place on your path, my child, it is not just a good feeling. It is salvation. Your spirit was being targeted. Not because you lacked strength, but because your coming alive would create a response in my domain. And the enemy knows something many of my people overlook. Someone I have set aside, walking in full clarity, is a moving danger. A danger to old ways. A danger to being held captive. A danger to things that have been fixed for a very long time. That's why you didn't just face lures. It wasn't merely hardship, but false claims intended to make you question if you had genuinely discerned my guidance. But even when disappointment made it hard to hear, I never stopped talking. Certain deceptions must be navigated before deeper spiritual realities become accessible. You're standing past one of those now. You survived not because you had strength, but because my favor was stronger. And that favor, it is still active. It didn't just bring you through the risk. It is guiding you onto the path I planned for you. This is why you felt that unease inside, my cherished child. You have tried to return to the way things were. You have tried to accept just managing. But something inside you won't let you stay put. That isn't just being restless. It is my refusal. I won't let you just fit in with what I called you to leave behind. I don't just rescue you slightly. I send my help to undo the harm. That is what is happening in this very moment. The trap that was meant to swallow you is now becoming a witness. The very thing meant for your destruction now serves as proof that you were guarded for a higher intention. You might have thought your struggle meant you were weak, my child, but you were actually attacked because of your strength. The enemy doesn't bother with things that are empty. He attacks what holds my presence. And you, my beloved one, carry a fullness of it, though you may not yet perceive it distinctly. Right where you are now, something is being unmade in the unseen realm. Words spoken against you, things blocking your way caused by envy, doubts put there by old wounds. All of it is coming undone, and not because you deserved it, but because I stepped in, because I decided this would not be your finish, but your new beginning. You're not too broken to fix, my child. You're being made new in ways you won't recognize. And what comes next will not look like what you have gone through. The struggle wasn't meant to mark you forever. It came to make you better, to show the value found only through difficulty. You've seen brief looks at what is within you. Moments of purpose, times of clear sight, sudden thoughts that didn't come from books. That wasn't by chance. It was proof. Proof that you were meant to make a difference. And that is why the trap was laid. To quiet you before you could fully use your voice. To keep you from moving before you could move freely. To make you question what I said about you when I created you. But the trap did not work. And because it failed, the truth is coming up. You're being realigned, guided, freshly, made free, no longer bound by the quiet lies that try to tell you you were just like everyone else. You never were. And now that truth is rising like warmth inside you. In this stillness, a deep change is taking place. Not just feelings, not just for a moment, but deep inside your spirit is being set straight. Your inner understanding is being refreshed. You are finding a quiet strength even without outward movement. Because when one I have set apart endures the trap, the place where fear once settled becomes a holy space. Allow your deepest self to voice what simple words cannot hold. Let your heart receive truth even before your thoughts grasp it. The shadows did not consume you, for my light was always brighter. You did not stumble into the pit because I was already there. In the unseen places, moments unfold in ways you don't measure. What seems like delay on your part has been a struggle in the unseen. What looked like things slowing down was actually my hand placing things just right. Each door that closed, each question that remained unanswered, each relationship that shifted unexpectedly, none of it was random. It was all part of the appointed moment. And this is the specific instant I have held for you, my beloved child. An appointed time was not revealed to make you anxious, but to show you a door opening. A set-apart place in the unseen where my reality and yours meet for quick action. Time is not slipping away from you. You're being drawn into it, into my perfect moment, into the place where you belong, into the flow of my life within you. There is a significance to the moments I set aside. You sense it inside like the timeless is touching this very instant. That is what is happening now. I do not force your choices, but my presence washes over your uncertainty. This is taking place right now. You might not perceive it outwardly, but the atmosphere surrounding you has shifted. Where there was once uncertainty, clarity is now forming. The things that felt jumbled are beginning to sort themselves out before you, my child. Why this moment? Because something inside you is ready. Not your visible effort or your body's energy, but the core of who you are. While your physical form may be weary, your inner spirit remains watchful. While your thoughts may still ask how, your heart confirms what is true. You were made for this exact season. And this season is aligning with your inner yes. This is not just a sign, my beloved one. It is true power I have placed within you. It is strength for me declared over your being even before you knew it. And this strength becomes alive through what you do, how you react, and your inner consent. This is a time when choosing what is true unlocks what has been held for you beyond your hesitation. Here is the moment your trust becomes visible. My child, no more remaining unseen. No more shrinking back. The season for silence has passed. The time for me to hear your voice has come. And if these simple words have stirred something inside you, if you felt a gentle tug in your spirit and a warmth in your core, then linger here with me, my precious one. Words like these are more than just thoughts. They are specific times I create for you. Understanding from me that signals significant changes on your journey with me, because this is not a single word. It is part of a journey with me, and you are not meant to travel alone. My child, you always knew there was something greater. Even when you couldn't name it, even when others didn't understand, something lived inside you, something holy that would not disappear. Hope that endured, a quiet assurance that persisted. There was a burden you bore, one you could not name or set aside. That feeling of being weighed down wasn't a load to crush you, my beloved. It was a promise held until the appointed time. And now that promise is stirring. The lies meant to keep you bound have been exposed. The untruth has lost its grip, and this moment is still here for you. I do not ask you to put on a show for me, my child, but I do ask you to be present with me. What you have been through does not define who you are. You are not the story suffering told you. You are the one I say you are. And now you are beginning to see yourself truly through my perspective, my cherished one. So if your inner self is still being drawn, stay here. Sometimes a word from me does more than shift a day. It sets your whole path free, and your journey is too significant for your voice to stay silent, my child. Allow my presence to be here with you in this. You were present when the moment was critical, not with soft words, but with an inner readiness for the unseen battle. You may not see it with your eyes, but your inner being has sensed its nearness. The inner tension that has started to fade within you, the weight that started to lift even before I finished speaking these things. That is more than just an emotion, my child. That is liberation taking place. Being free isn't about external religious actions. It's about your inner self saying yes to truth. You don't need to make a show or fall to the ground. What I am taking from you right now happens as you align yourself with truth. Things that slowed your path, patterns of regret, the burden of external voices that you had absorbed without realizing it. All of it is being undone. You might not recall the precise instant these things took hold of you. But I know, my child, the feeling of unworthiness that remained with you from your early years, the apprehension that settled in after you experienced pain, the inner weariness that gradually diminished your strength. These were more than just emotions. They were indicators of a silent bondage. My precious one, I am completely undoing every pact you ever made with untruth. I come with the strength of the heavens and the tenderness of my heart. Your pain does not catch me off guard, my child. Your difficulties do not make you unfit. For I saw what you couldn't articulate, how you were existing in broken parts, smiling while your soul was hurting, walking ahead with invisible bonds holding you back. You might sense warmth in your physical form, a weight being removed, tears welling up, or perhaps simply a calm. But even in the quietest moments, the change is happening. My child, it requires your release. Not a dramatic display of giving up, but a genuine, silent letting go. Things detach when you declare, I can no longer hide. When your inner self stops concealing itself. When you acknowledge that bearing this alone has not helped, you're already sensing the call to let it go. My beloved child, that is not simply a pleasant idea. That is what is true in this very moment. That is the work underway. This isn't about the duration of your difficulties. It's about how long I have been waiting to take it from you. And it is unfolding now, my child. Not because you